This is Max Headroom, and what you're about to witness is one of the most sinister epics ever produced in the history of television.
Wow, Generation X made a TV series in '96? Well, I'm not going to hold back any punches with this review. Watching this show was like somebody holding my eyes open and shitting right in my eye sockets. Seriously, I tried to watch this over 15 times now.
Picture. From the creators of the hit comic book series, The X-Men, comes Generation X.
When you first start seeing certain scenes, you get this feeling like you've seen this piece of shit before.
Now that's impressive!
Imagine Batman Forever and Batman and Robin with no budget mixed with a little Saved by the Bell and 21 Jump Street. You can only imagine how bad this made-for-TV movie really is. I think I was falling asleep for a moment.
Wake up, lover. I'm even better in real life.
In order to keep your interest, they try to keep the audience awake by adding pop culture references and sexual situations that do nothing for the story but make you want to turn it off.
Officers Hootie and Blowfish with the Bureau of Mutant Affairs. We're here to transport the mutant to a rehabilitation center.
You know, like, Freddy Krueger.
I can't help but think that the AIDS epidemic could have been avoided. Yes?
Looks like Schwarzenegger don't gotta worry about you.
The cast of the show makes you feel like you're suffering through a fucking funeral. The only redeeming qualities of the show is Emma Frost, and she's got great boobs. Her powers seem really weak, and she's always acting like she wants to get laid.
Make believe you're playing with yourself, Kurt.
But what can you expect from a younger Miss Bliss? She couldn't always give Zach Morris an A.
With over 60 mind, which you certainly are a tight ass.
Now, why don't you wax your chest hair?
Helping Emma out is Sean Cassidy, a.k.a. Banshee, who plays Mr. Belding.
All right, you crazy cats, it's time to flip your lids.
His only powers seem to be screaming, and it leaves you thinking to yourself, this could be the most annoying character I've ever fucking seen in my life. And no, he does not fly. But we don't have to put up with him a whole lot, which is kind of a shame because we don't get to see him flying around in his costume and kicking ass. And then they leave us putting up with the rest of the cast, who make you just want to pull out your belt and bust their mutant asses. And you'll never guess who the villain is for this. It's motherfucking Max Headroom.
Well, if that hasn't got Oscar written all over it, I'll eat my invitation to the award ceremony.
Every scene he does makes you feel like you're watching a Jim Carrey movie.
I'm feeling seriously omnipotent. Bobby, baby, no sooner do I jump one hurdle than I jump another one. I fear I shall grow in love with myself.
From his movements, facial expressions, and overall character, you can tell they tried everything they could to make it feel like the Batman Forever of the Marvel Universe.
Would you fuck me?
The teenagers consist of generic versions of Saved by the Bell characters mixed with the 21 Jump Street edge.
Ba 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 baran, ba 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 baran, ba 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 baran.
You got Mondo, who plays AC Slater. He's the teen that can turn into any matter he touches. He's also the jock and somewhat of a bully.
Give me some skin.
Then we got Angelo, aka Skin, as Screech Powers. He can stretch himself kind of like Reed Richards from the Fantastic Four.
Let go, mami. Oye, mami, let go. Déjame, muchacha. Ya vida, suéltame. Let go.
And he ends up being the reason that the team has to go on their first mission. Going by her comic book name of M, she plays the role as Lisa Turtle. She's supposed to be the super-powered one or the smart one or some shit. I couldn't really pay attention to her character. She kind of got on my nerves, so I tried to block her out.
They tell you I'm the most advanced student at the Institute?
Wait a second, what was your special gift? Speed reading and humility?
And there's the experts can tell I'm perfect. I have advanced brain functions, high-density skeletal mass, superior tissue, and endocrinology. I'm immune to all known viral and bacterial entities. I have level 8 invincibility, including high dynamic thermal repulsion.
We also have another completely made-up character.
Hi. My name's Arlie.
Or Buff, or whoever she is. She plays the role as Jessie Spano. I guess her powers include super stamina and back muscles.
Oh,
Don't you know how to knock?
Then there's another made-up character, Kurt Refrax, who tries to pull off a mean Zach Morris impression, but the only thing he really does is rip off Cyclops and blows up a TV.
Diligent action. Next week, I'm going to be setting up a committee.
He also used his X-ray vision to find out where I slept at night so he could shit all over my childhood.
Kurt has something similar, and that comes out of his eyes.
That's right. I can melt glass and see through pantyhose. Ooh, change those.
I suppose looking through pantyhose is real special.
And let's not forget about good old Jubilee,
I've got some nasty mutant tricks, so just back off.
who's Generation X's version of Kelly Kapowski. She's probably the most interesting character of the show, for about the first 5 minutes. Then they don't give the audience a chance to really let her character develop. I guess if you think about it, she's more like the Tori Scott of Generation X, which is like saying her character is the last season of Saved by the Bell when Kelly Kapowski left. You know, the shitty season? But on the plus side, she does get naked. If you're familiar with the 90s X-Men cartoon, then right off the bat you can tell the show isn't related to the cartoon. What's even more fucked up is in this Marvel universe, the X-Men are nothing more than merchandise. There's an X-Men arcade machine in the arcade, and Reflex is even wearing a Wolverine shirt. So before I start falling asleep again, what exactly is this show about? So what do these characters have in common, and what are they here to do?
Dum 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 dooby dum 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 dum.
Okay, so it's not exactly like that. So these mutants come together at the Xavier Institute, which is the same castle that was used for Smallville and all the X-Men films. In a strange way, this made-for-TV movie set the stage for the Xavier Institute. The reason they're brought here, I guess, is to learn to control their mutant powers and to work together as a team. It's hard to find out where the target audience is for this show, and for that fact, why they even tried. It hints towards comic book fans, teenagers, and children, but when you watch it, there's like way too many adult references and situations.
Are you fucking nuts? That was the scariest thing I have ever felt in my entire life. I cosmically shit my fucking pants.
And even worse, the fucking jokes are pathetic. I mean, seriously.
Arlie, is that you in there? Damn, nice beaver.
Nice beaver? Who the fuck says that?
I know that you cannot see in that bathroom because that is a shielded fire door. But if and when your power kicks in and you do look through my clothes, I will rip your head off and attach it to his butt.
Okay, whatever. So Max Headroom invents a device that he wants to use to gain psychic mutant powers. So he wants to use Screech's brain to do it. And they end up defeating him at the end of the story. But it's not the end of the story, because after you get done with this piece of shit, you really want that 2 hours of your life back. I tried to find redeeming qualities to this show. I really did, but the truth is they fucked up Cerebro, which was nothing more than a radio station. They fucked up the Danger Room, which was nothing more than a kid's playground, and they made a horrible fucking show. The show's writing was the worst thing I've ever seen shit out of someone's mouth. I've seen a lot of comic book movies where I felt like the characters were mistreated or abused, but this one is by far the worst. They made two completely useless characters and had them fall in love. They had the X-Men marketed like they didn't exist. There's a mansion that was pretty much empty, and where the fuck was the rest of the mutants? Where's Xavier?
Where you from, Pancho? Xavier.
It's for special kids. It's for retards.
I mean, I could have dissected this film with a fine-tooth comb.
There's only one thing to do at a time like this. Let's crack a 40. Come on.
But who the hell wants to subject themselves to this kind of fucking torture?
It was like my brain was floating in outer space, but
with like nothing to hold on to it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was awesome.
I skipped a lot of this show because it seems like random bullshit and a complete waste of time. At one point, all the mutants drive into town and go shopping. Where'd they get all that money? Who knows, I guess they got a free shopping spree for going to the Xavier Institute. And also they go to the fair into some fucking stereotypical teen hijinks and almost get expelled.
That one says he's Eddie Vedder. That one says he's Eddie Van Halen. That one says he's Eddie Munster. And that one says she's Edie Brickell.
That's right, officer. All those names are correct.
Thank you, ma'am.
We can go now, can't we?
Sure.
I'm not for sure I truly understood what I just watched. It was like someone took everything I liked about being geeky and turned it into a blistering pile of pus that pops out of the pimple of the first stages of puberty.
Man, she scared the pimples off a football player's butt.
To be honest, this show makes me glad it was never picked up. I couldn't imagine having to sit through watching people shit out of their mouths while raping everything you loved about the 90s X-Men cartoon. It's like you can't have a show based on mutants without Xavier, or have completely ignored the fact that the X-Men exist in the Marvel Universe, or you get some shitty show like Mutant X or some pile of shit I just watched. Seriously, if you ever get a chance to see this film, please, to the love of God, skip it. You'll feel much better watching Batman and Robin, or at least Joe Schumacher apologize for that piece of shit.
If there's anybody watching this that,
I'm a classic.
let's say, loved Batman Forever and went into Batman and Robin with great anticipation, if I disappointed them in any way, then I really want to apologize, because it wasn't my intention. My intention was just to entertain them.